Hello, mabuhay from the Philippines. Welcome to episode 114 in this beautiful beach resort where I am having a time of my life, just relaxing, after a whole week of workshops, preparing for the next week of workshop and the following week of workshop. Okay, and I've decided, to take all of our sessions for August here with different views. Okay, so the last episode, I said, I will answer, the most common question that was raised, and that is, how did you come up, with your philosophy, philosophy, Miss Malu, of the relentless pursuit of excellence? I've explained what that is in the last episode. Check it out, guys. So I am now going to, I also gave you an inkling, how I did that, because I read a lot, and I discovered very early on what I really believe in, what my values are, and so I just needed, to put together, all of these ideas and come up with rich words, rich, wonderful words. Okay, so I guess that's that's the technique I will share with you. Okay, just find out what you really stand for, what you believe in, what you're willing to fight for, what are you willing to die for, what is it about what you have read, what you have watched. Maybe it's a dialogue, in a movie or a series that really tug at your heart. It resonated with you and said, I like that. I like that to guide my life from here on. And then, maybe you can just write first, the idea, and then you can just reword it so that it will sound very wonderful, very profound. You can look at the dictionary, you can look at the thesaurus and see, what words will somehow capture those ideas. So, and make it as short as possible. Don't come up with one paragraph. Okay, one sentence will do. But in my case, it's just 3 keywords. The relentless pursuit of excellence. Okay? So, is that the only philosophy what do you call this? I have? No. It actually bursts 2 more, which is somehow related. Okay, why? Based on experience. Okay, so this is a little bit about myself. I started my consulting career at age 28. Okay, age 28. After a year and a half, employment in a foreign consulting company, all right, that started, that trailblazed management training in the Philippines. So we would go to different client companies, present the concept, okay, and then if they agree, then we train their managers. An aside, okay. Did you see the guy just walk by? Do you know that there are wide spaces, here, and he decided to walk right okay, beside me. So he just made sure that he becomes part, okay, of the view. Okay, I could not help it. This is really the uniqueness of what? Of taping in the wild, so to speak. Okay, so let me go back. Okay, so that's how you do it. Okay, that's how you do it. Okay, so there's another one, and let me share with you my second, business philosophy. There he is again. Okay, there he is again. Okay, later on I'll find out what is his name. Anyway, okay, second one is, I also shared that with you, and this is really, if you are not afraid to lose blank anything, then you have the most power. Okay, if you're not afraid to lose people's friendship because they want to, okay, shoehorn you into the kind of mold they want, then you have more power. That's where you get your power. Okay? If you are not afraid to lose, a client that becomes, a problem more than an asset, meaning a liability more than an asset, then you have your power, okay? Which means you can do, anything. You can do anything that is according, to your mission and still be successful, okay? So, I told you when I started my consulting career via a consulting company, all right? When I was 28, I was the only then female to have the quote unquote guts to compete with men in a very, very demanding, profession, consulting. Okay? Well, I did not put up the company to compete with men. I put up the company because I would like to do what I do best. And that is what? Equipping people to become better, being an inspiration, motivating them, okay, giving them skills, to be able to do a much better job. In the first, I think 5 or 6 episodes when we talk about Ikigai, what's my Ikigai? The reason I wake up every morning, my life's purpose. I share that. You go back in that episode. It's the 3 I's: to inspire, okay, to impact, and to influence, okay? And that is really what I've been doing. So the profession that was carved out for me is consulting. Okay, but it seems that I was then the only female, all right, among males. They think, I am audacious enough, proud enough to compete with them. So I was stunned, okay, but that philosophy, I am not afraid to lose, then I have the most power. I don't care if these men say things about myself, as long as my clients get me, the hell I care. Okay, the how do you call that? The twin philosophy of that is this: it is not mine. I found it and I said, voila! This is the Siamese twin of this, and that is, I wasn't built to fill spaces that that weren't built to hold me. Let me repeat. I was not built, okay, to fill spaces which were not built to hold me. Okay? So, if then the men think that I am not meant, okay, that I am not meant to be a consultant, that's their problem. If they think women should be relegated and boxed into 9-to-5 jobs, looking for direction from their CEO who happens to be all male at that time, so be it. I am not built, okay, to fill the spaces that these guys, made, to hold me. I will break the barriers. At that time, it was known as breaking the glass ceiling. These are what we call arbitrary ceilings that men built so that females cannot be CEOs, cannot be entrepreneurs. Okay, well, now that's no longer the problem, because we have lots and lots and lots of female successful career people and businessmen. Okay, fine. I shared already mine. We will continue with this. But if you learned something here, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more of these episodes. Until then, goodbye.